and he'll go with it. And then, what's up? What's up? We here.
That's how I felt when I was doing it the other day. The MC. Keep going. Ad-libbing.
59-second verse. No studio required. The winner will be announced and paid at 8 p.m. Thursday, October, what say, the 18th? The 18th. Street Cred Records, sponsored by the Comfort Level Podcast, back with a banger, and me, Jandy Schmanny, and Papers. Follow at Street Cred Music. The winner will receive a cash app prize of $100 and amazing promotions. Check that out there. Street Cred Records. It's a sync opportunity now. Beats by Makai. All right. Yeah. How was that?
After this crazy year,
yeah, we're here.
Kids on track academic.
And it's me, Jandy Schmanny, with the Comfort Level Podcast, and we're in the building. Wait for my guest to come in. Today's featured guest, Eric M. TWIGGS, come talk about procrastination. So he's been invited until he gets here. As you know, we are a community-based promotional platform exposing our voices to bring awareness to brands created by our people and for our people. We use our voices to share truth, creativity, and encouragement with guests and listeners in an effort to nurture, heal, and inspire them so that we can make the world a better place and a more empathetic place as well. And here at WCMD Media and Dare Academy, we are becoming a part of the spotlight for the County of Camden to build and enhance the quality of lives by bringing awareness to our outlets, programs, and self-help. Our guests range from city and council, businesses and officials, and independent entrepreneurs, as well as businesses, mainstream music artists, and creators as well. And we're also bringing the independent music, not to mention a great visual from our surrounding cities, back with a banger, and areas that support our city either directly or indirectly. So a few things I want to let you know today. What's up, Papers?
Hey,
We're in the building.
What up?
Why I'm wearing this crazy hat? Yeah, because we got a potential sponsor in the building. We got some donuts in here.
Okay.
It's Krispy Kreme.
Hey, no doubt. That's one of my favorite donuts too.
We have some over there. Help yourself. I had a visit with them today, and it went well.
Oh, great.
Dare to Dance. The pumpkin decorating contest is ongoing. It started October 2nd and it's ongoing till October 27th. The winner will be chosen October 30th. Any size pumpkin will do. Good luck. Get paint them pumpkins and bring them on through. Okay. Now, Dare Academy and Friends, Sunday is Halloween, October 31st, from 3 to 6 p.m. We'll be outside, with the trunk or treat, rain or shine. It's an outside event. We'll be there and pull up with your cars, and let's treat the kids.
Right.
Treat. And due to COVID procedures, the goodies will be pre-packaged and they will be given out with gloves. Right?
Dope.
What's going on, Peters? How you doing?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm chilling, man. Paper man back with a banging man. Sitting with Jenny Smitty on a Cover Level podcast at WCMD Media. What's going on, the world? How are y'all doing today? Traffic has been a little bit backed up. I had to do a foul move in front of the police, and but nothing they could do about it, so you just let it ride.
You move the camera. I don't want to
But
in that way.
You want to put it? Okay,
yes,
you want to put it on the angle?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I want it there because the guest is going to be there, and I want to start.
So I should put it over there.
No, I want it how I had it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Just put it similar to that.
Demanding.
No, I'm not demanding. I'm just.
No, that's that new song right there.
We're on live, and I don't want to whisper, so
Do it.
I gave you a reason, and the reason I want them to see the sign about advertising their business on radio. So it's a few things. So like we usually do our briefing from 4 to 4:45.
So you want all that in there.
So anyway, make sure you subscribe to us here at WCMD Media. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and the web. So WCMD Media, make sure that you subscribe to every one of those pages. Make sure. Platform is about building, whether it's brands or whatever. You know what I mean? We're building it. First and foremost, we're not preachers. We're practicers. Right? And we're constantly seeking ways to, improve ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for guests that bring us self-improvement. This is the only way we're going to bring improvement to the city. You have to be aware and you have to be informed. So we share what we're getting for ourselves with our public. So today we have two incredible guests. Incredible guests. We're waiting for Mr. Eric TWIGGS to come in. But, do you want to come in? Yeah, because I wanted you here from the beginning. I had you set up. Yes. So, with that being said, until he gets here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our returning guest, Miss JERNICA QUINONES, also known as Mogul Queen.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Mogul back in the building.
Yes. How you doing, dog?
I'm back.
Back with a banger.
I'm back with a banger.
Back with a banger, and she got something to
y'all
tell
know,
you.
Yes, y'all know I got something to tell y'all.
Okay, now what's that?
What? Oh.
Yeah, what's that?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to.
Well,
flip
you got
that.
some. You
I'm gonna have
got
to
you
flip
got
the
some
hat like
things
paper
going
real
on
fast.
because let's talk about last Saturday first.
Let's talk about last Saturday. Oh my God. So we brought down to the Croc Center, Saving Grace Ministries brought down to the Croc Center a Trauma Destroys But God Restores Women's Healing Conference.
Right.
So the topic was based off of trauma. And right now women are definitely having increased mental illnesses going on, especially trauma through COVID. So we thought what perfect time to now to introduce Trauma Destroys, God Restores Healing Conference for women.
Wow.
And that was amazing. I got to be the MC of the evening. Surprisingly, I ended up being the MC of the evening, and that went great. I also got to share words of encouragement with a title called There Was a Reason. So I got to do that as well. And so then now I want to fast forward on October 26th, down at 225 Market Street, the Nuance Cafe will be my second Mogul Queen agency, consultant agency with special guests, Chat and Chew.
So it's going to be there all the time now?
So it's not, we picking different places throughout the city. So I gave a chance in North Camden. We had to at North Camden's on State Street. And then now we're moving over to the Nuance Cafe on Market Street, and we're going to have one there on Market Street. And then you never know where Mogul Queen, consultant agency going to be next. So I'm just, giving it different sites, different places, different locations, and allowing people to have it come closer, to their part of the city.
Oh, okay. That's great. So that's good that you're branching out like you're doing, because by branching out, it brings in more fluctuation and more people.
Yeah, so I'm networking. The first chat at you went amazing. You know what I'm saying? We had the mayor, Vic Costarfin, come out. We had a few council, Angel Fuentes. We had the committee women at large, Tamika Mason, come out. We had Parents Invincible, Shirley come out. We had 3 representatives that's going up for school board elections in November come out. And it was a great turnout. It was really a great turnout, Chat and Chew. And right now, to build up the Mogul Queen Consultant Agency, I'm just throwing out resources right now. Catch them if you will, but I'm just throwing out resources because at the end of the day, there's a lot of funding out there with resources that we are not grabbing here in the city of Camden. So I just want to throw those resources out there. Last week we had, small business owners, what resources is out there and how you can register to have your small business register with the city of Camden, and what's that looking like? What kind of support you get for being registered with Small Business Association. And
a lot of people don't know what opportunities is out there. They scared to even check on it. You might already be halfway there because everybody claiming that they got a business. So you already halfway there. You got your business plan. You've been doing your thing or whatnot. All you need to do is get legal, and it's help for that.
And so the Camden Small Business Association will help you with that. With registering, and you don't even have to have your business registered. They will teach you, and there may be grants and funding out there to help you register your business. You may not need anything right now to get your business off the floor, but just a business plan and where you heading at with your business. It's easy as simple as that. An entrepreneur definitely have a lot of support out there right now. You have to get it. So, my agency, I wanted to start off with that. Let me throw out some resources. Catch these free resources because listen, I'm giving the jewels out for free.
Right.
So then now the next one coming up. I
hope you're grabbing some help along the way.
Yeah. So the next one coming out, I'm an activist for change in the city of Camden. Okay. So along with me being, a motivational speaker, international speaker, I love to be an activist for change, especially for every child in the city of Camden.
Yes.
First and foremost, health is a priority to me with children in the city of Camden. Because health first, education second, and then growing up to be a healthy, moving, working adult. You have to keep everything in line. So I'm starting with school response to COVID-19. What are we doing in place of that? Because right now the city of Camden is flooding with a lot of children running to urgent care to get tested because, their classroom is coming up COVID positive or somebody was in the classroom COVID positive. Right. But all the rules are not the same at every school. Some children are able to get tested and go back. The other kids got to stay home, quarantine Few days go back, the other kids got to stay home quarantine. They come back with a negative COVID test and then come back.
Why are the rules not the same if it's the same school district?
Charter schools that tend to do their own
the
rules.
charter
They're like
schools.
And then the regular city schools intend to follow what they have to follow.
Right.
So when it comes down to it, the charter schools want to put implements on what they want to see, because at the end of the day, they want higher scores. So send a kid out real fast, bring them back in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need the kid in more in school than we did need out of school. But it's a critical situation. We talking about COVID-19 here. We talking about that kids are just starting to be able to get vaxxed if they family allow them to get vaxxed. So I'm pushing hard for, let's pull back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's pull back a little bit, because I feel like from the very beginning, when school started, everybody should have showed up with a negative COVID test in the last 2 days before they showed up to school. Right. And then from there moving forward, then you can do the temperature testing and all of that. So it wasn't required from the very beginning. So kids are showing up and parents thinking, oh, it's just a cold. And then next thing you know, they're sick in school and they now need to send home. And then so then now they're going to go get tested at the urgent care, coming up positive. And the rules, and one of the charter schools told me that any child that was in 3 feet of that child in the last 30 minutes, they have to go home. If it's 20 kids inside a classroom and only 10 kids on that side was within that child's criteria, the criteria that they saying, then that 10 kids got to go home, but the other 10 stay. But I feel like if y'all all was in the same environment, then y'all all was, exposed. So y'all leaving the 10 here and staying the 10 home instead of just wiping the whole classroom out. Right. Have them all go home virtual, have them all get tested, everybody come back and within the 2 day frame with their negative COVID test.
This is why they're not ready yet. And people should just stay home until they actually get a grip on everything, and they should pay everybody. Stop tension around the bushes and just pay us. You know what I mean? You caused this to happen, so make it happen for us so that we can sustain and still live a comfortable life.
That's right. I feel
so then I got coming up will be Clamise Brown. Mm-hmm. She works for FEMA. Right. She works for FEMA. FEMA is a major resource.
Yeah, they're offering a whole bunch of shit.
World renowned. It's just not from state included.
But FEMA, I just recently found out that they offer a lot of things that we didn't even think that they would.
So the speaker is going to
because we don't look into it as a black race.
Exactly, and that's why I had to start the Mogul Queen Consultant Agency and be bringing resources first. So first thing first, with the resource that she's going to be bringing is, how do we prepare for natural disasters? How we prepare for disasters? How we prepare for evacuation out of our own city, state, a state. So she's going to be bringing information for adults, and she's going to be bringing information for children. For children, she's going to be bringing coloring books, because we're going to introduce to them someone called Pedro the Penguin. Pedro the Penguin is going to be teaching the kids how to prepare for any emergency responses that's needed.
Okay. Stop. I'm about to be 62 years old. What the hell you mean evacuation? I don't know nothing about no evacuation. If they say evacuation, where do I go?
You know what? Ever since I
what
said
the
that,
hell you mean?
I've
driven down the street. I've driven down the street and I see the yellow sign saying evacuation route.
Right. So So
route to where?
We're going to prepare y'all for that. We're going to prepare when you see the emergency response.
I gotta wait for Pedro the Penguin.
Down,
you heard?
We probably have to wait for Pedro the Penguin with the batteries in it.
In a children's book. In a children's book. All the stuff that I begged and borrowed from y'all didn't teach me this.
So we're gonna be bringing Pedro the Penguin. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a coloring book.
So where? Why go to Philly?
And also, FEMA is big on infection control inside city, towns and states. So that's a resource. Yeah. We don't need to be evacuating for that. That's needed right now, especially through COVID. Right. COVID is definitely FEMA is needed for COVID. And if we don't use the resource, then the money just stays there, just waiting for somebody to light the bulb up and use the resource. So I had to bring her in because not too many people knew and how to get involved. How do you get involved with FEMA? How do you could take courses that become a emergency response person for FEMA? How to get emails where they tell you exactly what's going on inside the United States right now.
Y'all hear that? Come get this information. I hope y'all jot this down. That screen
ain't jotting nothing
We
down.
got good
We had
stuff
some
for y'all.
people watching on YouTube.
Yo, y'all heard
today.
Janet? She said y'all ain't jotting nothing down. I hope y'all
They-
jotting it
yeah, y'all
down,
better
or
be.
y'all down at Nuance
They're
Cafe
not
at
jotting nothing
225 Market
Because
Street.
we need
on
good
1026.
information
They
right
not
now. You feel
jotting
what I'm
nothing
saying?
down, and they're getting a lot of jewels. today.
Yeah.
So,
So this is a mogul moment, y'all.
That's
I'm only
right.
here for a moment to give y'all
Moment.
exactly what y'all need. I'm telling y'all need these resources. Then next but not last,
Okay.
introducing the legalization of marijuana in New Jersey.
Woohoo!
What that's looking like
Screen big
for
for y'all. Y'all got the
everybody.
comments?
in the
Didn't
state
they
of New
already-
Jersey.
Hold on, didn't they already recreationalize it?
Right, it is already
So
recreationalized.
everybody
It's
can do it
already
anywhere,
legalized.
everywhere.
But now you need to know information on what's next with that. What comes next with that? Are we gonna get right? So that's what's coming next. So committee woman at large, Tamika Mason, is gonna be the one to tell y'all what comes now that in the city of Camden with the legalization of marijuana in New Jersey. That's, I believe, a banger for both.
Yeah, back with a banger, baby.
That's a banger.
Baby.
I just want to be the head. I just want to, I just want to be able to.
He's the green gardener.
Plant it and distribute
Right, the green thumb, the
He's
green
the
thumb
green
guy.
gardener.
No,
Right.
I understand though. That's
For real.
great.
Yeah, so I'm just coming with a little bit of information at a time. I'm giving a little bit of information, they're giving me a little information back. And that's all about building up resources. Consult with me about what resources you would like to see come to the city of
If you don't
Camden.
consult and you don't come forth, you don't.
Listen, man, a closed mouth don't get fed. Open
Right.
up your
Right.
brain. Understand that there's more out there and reach for it, man. Come to these different podcasts and stuff like that because you never know where you might get some knowledge from. You know what I mean?
This is the learning era. We're at war.
Yeah,
And
for
we
real.
we have to learn.
Yes.
We're
This is
definitely
the
at
era
war.
of
You don't
learning.
understand that they're really trying to take us out. They don't care. They just trying to see who is going to survive, see what property they can take because they want to take back the property and they want to knock stuff down and rebuild. I'm trying to tell you, it's an organized crime that's going on right now. Y'all don't see it, and it's before your eyes. They're just trying to get rid of all the old grandmas out their house that they ain't trying to sell. Grandma, grandma that come around, she ain't trying to sell. They just did it on TV the other day. The grandma that ain't trying to sell. What they're doing, they're coming in and gentrifying, making everything go up. Taxes go up. So now grandma got to get on a program so whereas though she got to get her taxes subsidized. So then boom, her taxes get subsidized, right? She can afford it, right? Boom, for that time being. But then soon as she go to give it to that kid or somebody that's in the family who doesn't have, the means to keep up with it, their taxes is going to go straight back up. Because why? It's out of grandma hands. The old senior citizen tax rebate has now slipped through the cracks because now you own it and you're young and able to go get a job and make a six figures and try to keep up that that house.
Right.
So
that's
how
I also know personal realtors that are telling me there is major resources for low income families available. Jump on that as well because they selling houses like hotcakes out here. Now I would admit the price range for the houses are at an equal level, you know what I'm saying, all around the world. But the state taxes all around the world is not at an equal level.
Right.
So listen, realtors know realtors. You ain't got to stay in New Jersey. But if you want to stay in New Jersey,
right,
it is resources. It's more resources in New Jersey than probably it is all around the world. Right. And one being is because we have the poorest city in the whole country right here in New Jersey, which is the city of Camden. Right. So I really are extending myself to bring these resources because resources are definitely needed right now. You can definitely live off of resources. Right now, Angel Fuentes and the host and the whole city council people, they have a lot of spots where they're giving out food in the city of Camden. Okay. They're giving out food, clothes,
Right.
amenities. They're doing a whole lot right now.
Yeah.
If you need it to be delivered, if you know a senior citizen or a family that has a special needs child and they cannot make it out there, then you need to reach out and say that, because then they'll deliver it. You know what I'm saying? They're saying I know them personally will deliver it hand to hand if you need it, because you're disabled or you have a child with disabilities or you disabled yourself.
Y'all hear that?
So you definitely need to get a hold of if we don't use it, we'll lose it.
Yes,
So the resources is needed.
Yeah, sometimes the resources can be tardy too. You know what I mean? Because you gotta.
You have to stay with them though.
You just gotta stay with it
on
because you gotta do a whole bunch of giving this information up to finding that information.
Do the work.
Just do it. I say.
Do the work.
I ain't gonna hold you. It's worth doing it. You know what I mean?
It's just really for senses, because if we giving out the food, you know what I'm saying? I done gave out. I done stood in the lines when I was, you know what I'm saying? When I ain't have nothing, and I ain't care about giving up the ID. Why? Because I had children at home. I had to feed, and my pride went to the side when it came to my kids.
From nowhere else at that time,
right? So it is tedious,
it.
but you know what? It was a blessing, because where else would I was going to get it at that point in time? And then now I have been blessed that I can go on the other side and actually give to families. I have delivered food down to families before, if they couldn't come out there. Why? Yeah. Because it is really, really, really needed. And now everybody gets the supplemental food stamps from down at welfare. They don't qualify. Some families by a couple of dollars made too much. Like, the welfare building actually give out $10 in food stamps and say that you collected something, and then expect you to pay it back at the end of the day if you hit the lottery or you became rich. Like, so why do that when
they put you down for $6?
Yeah, they don't care.
And they want it back.
They be like, hey, you.
And they've been giving out some good food. Like, it's not even like the regular food. From back in the day, the block cheese and the unbranded cereal.
Like
I want vegetables,
but I don't know how.
Yeah, well, I know Angel Fuentes does a lot of them. I know Miguel's Pharmacy, he does a lot of them.
All you have to do is just see if he can just pull up in here and do it. That's all.
They just did one. They did one
pull up in here and do it.
They did one out East Camden yesterday. They had one at a local school out East Camden. They was giving away, I think, Mastery.
It's easy here because we won't hold up traffic.
Right. It's an easy 1, 2, 3 going around.
Right. We make a circle.
That's how you're supposed to do.
You got to get out the car.
That's how you're supposed to do. Give up the ID. Let me see the ID. Let me write down the information. How many people in the family household? That's really the ones that I know.
And they don't even
let me see your ID. How many people in the household? Okay. Yep. Pop the trunk. We put it in there, and they keep it moving.
We do it right here and right here.
Yeah. So we definitely will connect for that, because that's definitely a major resource, especially right now while we coming with the fall and the winter months. Let me see. I'm trying to Saving Grace Ministries right now is about to start up their classes down at the Croc Center, trauma classes for children. So I'll keep you posted on when that will start back up, so they can go down there and trauma definitely destroys.
Talk to the girl, tell her to be
but
up
Saving
Talk
Grace
to the girl, tell her to
it's
be
definitely
up here. She watching.
Oh yeah, well, you need to come down there and come get yourself some healing.
Yeah, Paula, you ain't Paula.
Because I definitely missed you on Saturday. I thought you really was going to be in the building, but it's okay because I got more stuff coming to y'all, just like Paper and Engine with a banger.
Back with a banger.
Banger. She'll be.
I'm gonna hit y'all with a whole lot of stuff like a banger.
What we're gonna try to do is get her to be a permanent part of coming in with these mogul moments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We need this.
Yeah, we definitely need this.
We definitely need her in here speaking.
Yes, we'll definitely be happy with you coming aboard. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you so much. Yes, I just feel like resources. Because you can literally survive off of resources without no income if you play your cards right.
And that extra energy,
oh my God, really?
and that extra energy that you're gonna bring too,
really?
Gonna be special.
Right. I'm just trying to hit y'all with bangers.
Man,
Y'all hit
That's
me
it.
with the
This
bangers.
is
I
the
hit y'all
biggest-
back
this
with
is-
a banger.
You got the biggest bangers going on that I know of
Yes.
right now.
And you know what? What's so exciting is that all three topics are so vital that I got going on October 26th down at the Nuance Cafe. Because when I tell you banger.
Tell us the topics again.
All right. So then the first one is, I'm going to read them all back to you. The first one is going to be
Just a little recap.
school response
Yeah.
to COVID-19.
Okay.
Remember that. How we can adjust to COVID-19 in the schools, because right now kids is home virtual or kids. The most critical thing that I have saw, especially with my own children and my nephews and them, is the socialness of it all. Because they just getting back, in school, seeing their friends. They ain't seen their friends in a long time. Finding out some of their friends not even here anymore. That's hard. To
That's
find out that your
trauma.
kids is already
Yo.
not, friends is not here, and then friends that you do see here. The next thing you know, you can't talk to your friend because your friend might have COVID
Right.
in school.
Right.
So let's fix that situation, because right now, mental illness is such a priority to me in the health of these children. Because of COVID-19 being in the middle of them, they're getting depressed, they're having anxiety, they're not understanding why they keep on getting pulled out, put back in. Then like their emotional state is just getting aggravated. Some kids are like literally lashing out, fighting each other.
Unknown.
Fear the unknown. Then they have to see literally people dying around them with it. It's a whole lot. So if I can at least do the school response to COVID-19, trying to make it a safer place in all the schools in the city of Camden. I'm not talking about 1 or 2. I want it for all, from elementary up to high school. Let's try to revise it, make sure everybody's on one accord, because that can't keep on happening. It's just, and we only into October.
Yeah.
They only been in there like a month or so.
Stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's school. One of the schools around there, roads, they just had shooting out there with the kids.
And it's trauma response, because why? Because they aggravated. Just seeing each other, don't know what's going on.
The 13-year-old kid, one of her friends, 13-year-old kid just got shot down North Philly. She went to the visual, on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, she's watching this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even at my age, I
her.
used to, watch a lot of people get killed. You know what I mean? So like, I know I'm traumatized. I used to wake up thinking about death all the time, like killing somebody, or you know what I mean? Because
that was PTSD. What I talked about a few weeks back with y'all when I first got here about PTSD being environmental. That's the environmental one.
So our kids are now experiencing this shit at a mass and at a rapid rate. Like, it's like crazy, because a lot of the murders that's been going on in Jersey and Philadelphia has been by straight bullets.
Right. And so that's why I was saying that Saving Grace Ministry is going to be coming out with the back with their classes of trauma classes. She does very good with children and trauma. So she'll be coming back with the classes. I sit on the board as the JCC. So I'm the juvenile care coordinator. Okay. I'm on the other end. The person who just sat there and did all that shooting, I will see inside the courts, and I will go ahead and, do what I got to do to reform him back, or reform her back, bring her back out into society.
Now, let me ask you a question. When you're in front of these kids, and you're talking to them, like, does their emotion change from the kid that fierce kid that they were when they were on the streets to this humble person that they are now, sitting in front of you? Because I'm sure that
they're hearing something that's real.
Humble. As soon as you get in prison, it humbles you. No matter you kill a gangster, whatever, you get humble, because when you first go in there, you gotta watch and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you gotta understand your environment. So how are these kids when you get in front of them?
Well, honestly speaking, you can't help all of them, right?
All right.
So I can't help all of them. So they have to go through. They have to be accepted to go into Saving Grace. And when they come into Saving Grace, 9 times out of 10, they had trauma.
Okay.
They had trauma.
They willing to come, or are they?
Yes, it's like a part of. It's part of like court, like
so they want to. Or
the parents reached out to us.
Okay. So it's part of their release and stuff like that.
Right.
You know,
Like they are
programs and stuff that
they do
have.
wraparound services. So Saving Grace is a wraparound service.
Okay.
So when the kids come out, they say, listen, if we form the kid need wraparound services. This kid need to be going to these amount of programs a week. This kid need to be going to school.
So you really
need to be having a probation. So what are you offering them?
Yeah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're coming in. We got both of our guests here. Mr. Twiggs has made it. I want to welcome my guest, Mr. Eric M. Twiggs, came to us today. We also have our mogul queen in the building, JERNICA QUINONES. She is also a motivational speaker. My co-host, Papers, and me, Jenny Schmanny. Welcome to the Comfort Level Podcast, Mr. Twiggs.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's an honor. It sounds like y'all are having a lively discussion.
Oh yeah, so we want to pull you right on in. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Absolutely. So I am your procrastination prevention partner. I'm the author of The Discipline of Now, and I'm the host of the 30-Minute Hour podcast. So I help entrepreneurs and executive leaders to beat procrastination so they can make more money, get more done, and feel more confident.
Oh, yes.
That's
you know how many of us need that right now. You know what I mean?
So it's to get up off your butt, push, and just do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, procrastination is a silent killer. And it's, with this whole pandemic, I'm talking to so many people that are saying that, I have this venture that I want to start, but I'm going to wait until things get back to normal. That's the last thing you want to do. You got to move on that thing. You got to keep pushing in the direction of your goals and your dreams.
Right.
Because
the pandemic is making business moguls right now.
Absolutely.
Well, I know we upgraded our podcast and stuff when the pandemic started. We started doing a lot of things, but I'm sure I procrastinated.
So what's your trick, or what's the process that you show people how to stop being procrastinators,
So the theme of my book is awareness. So really, it's after you read my book, you'll be heightened to like the patterns of, when you're procrastinating. Like I have yet to meet someone who procrastinates with every aspect of their life, right? I know people who they're on point at home with the kids, but then when they get to work, they procrastinate. Or they're on point at work, but then, when they're at home, they just drag their feet when it comes to taking the trash out. So you need to really figure out what are those patterns. But I have a model that I created. Is the procrastination prevention pyramid, right?
Okay.
So it's got 5 levels to it, and it's based off of like all the coaching sessions I've done. And if you follow this model, you'll find that you're overcoming procrastination. It's got 5 steps to it. I can talk about it whenever y'all are ready.
We're ready.
Oh yeah, we definitely are.
Okay. All right. So the first level of the pyramid, and again, picture a pyramid, and this is at the foundation of the pyramid, is your attitude, right?
Okay.
And I put the attitude at the foundation of the pyramid because your attitude is the foundation of your success. The average person has 6,200 plus thoughts, and 80% of those thoughts are negative. Just listen to your self-talk. Usually it's something negative, right?
Right.
And so what happens is that can cause you to be a pessimist and end up procrastinating because we just have this negativity habit. So if you want to break a bad habit, you have to replace it with a better one. So you have to be intentional about being positive. And I help people to start what's called a win log. That's when you just grab a 3x5 card, you write down your wins for the day. Anything that promotes your business health or personal professional health, that's a win, right?
Y'all never write nothing down. I just thank God.
Yeah, that works too. I mean, gratitude is critical because for most people, you know what? You can do 9 things right and then do 1 thing wrong, but you're focused on the 1 thing you did wrong.
Right. Yes, you're right. You're right.
And you get more of whatever you focus on. That's just the way it is. That's the way the mind works. If you focus on negative, you'll see more examples of negativity. But if you focus on what you're grateful for, if you focus on your wins, you focus on the positives, you'll see more of that as well, and you'll be motivated to move forward. So that's the key thing. You really have to check your attitude. That's at the foundation of you moving forward. That's the first level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So next is your awareness, right? That's the second level. You need to be aware of your power times. Like some people are morning people, right? You get your energy when you first wake up. And then some people, they get going later. You're more of a night owl. So the key is to schedule your high priority activity to the time of day when you have the most energy. Right?
Oh, okay.
So my problem was, right, I would try to write a blog post late at night, and I'd
When
be
you don't
stuck.
feel like doing anything.
I'm done. I'm just ready to go sleep.
You've
I've been working.
done before you started.
Right. So I have to do things like that early. I know that about myself, but it takes awareness. Yeah. So you really need to pay attention. Like we said earlier, pay attention to your pattern. Because people always say to me, I always procrastinate. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you check the record, there's specific patterns. So that awareness piece is critical. Right. So you have your attitude, you have your awareness. So next is your animation. And that has everything to do with your energy levels. And if you check the record, most people are procrastinating most when their energy level is low. So you want to be thinking about ways to boost your energy. Like, are you getting exercise? Are you getting at least 30 minutes of cardio a day, 3 days a week at a minimum? Are you scheduling in rest? Rest is not a 4-letter word.
Yes.
It is actually, but it's not a bad word. Right?
You gotta
think
do a
about
whole lot
all
of
of
resting.
I don't.
You know what?
never
It's true
schedule.
because
don't
I
have a schedule
started
for resting.
I started to notice because the more work I did for myself, I'm not working under nobody. I go ahead. Like the more dates come up, the more I fill them in. But then I was like burning out, like a burnout.
I'm doing
So
that
then
now.
I started like, you know what? This week coming in, I'm taking off this day and this day because these is my low days. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure anybody come up a day with that day, I'm busy.
Rest,
I just tell them I'm sorry, I'm not available.
Rest plays a major part in development of the brain.
Yeah, I just tell them I'm not available.
You hit the nail on the head. Really monitoring your sleep. I mean, there's all kinds of devices. If it's a Fitbit watch or what have you, you can monitor how much sleep you're getting, the quality of sleep you're getting. But really, recovery needs to be an active part of your strategy, and you really need to like build it in. And there's no accident that LeBron James has played for 18 years at a high level, because he spends $1 million a year on recovery. He has a recovery coach that literally helps him to rest, make sure he's getting rest, make sure he's eating right, drinking certain types of shakes, literally sleeping a certain amount of time. So that's how important recovery is. But it has everything to do with your energy. So that's animation.
Okay.
So the next level is automation, right? And I wish someone would have told me this when I first started, right? Like, just because something has to be done, it doesn't mean that I have to do it.
Okay.
So it's all about, can you create systems so that things get done without you having to touch it? That could be as simple as, do you need to bring on a virtual assistant? So certain things are getting done and getting processed. So just really thinking about, does that mean you need to delegate? How can you automate certain tasks so that they happen without you having to get involved? If you own a business, how long can you stay away from your business and it still thrive?
Right.
And if the answer is like 2 hours, that's a problem.
Exactly.
That's a problem. But we get stuck into this thing that we have to grind and we have to do everything. So automation is critical in setting up systems so that you can stay in your zone of genius, right? You can stay focused on those things that are your core things that you should be doing. And then you have activity, right? I have activities at the top of the pyramid.
Okay.
Because
So this is number 5 right here.
Activity.
Activity.
My guess can see. I got it.
This is number
Activity.
5 right here. Activities.
Yeah,
right?
that's number 5, activity. So again, and it's all about understanding that 20% of the things you do are getting you 80% of your results.
Mhm.
You know, you don't have time to do everything, but you have time to do the right thing. So we need to make sure that you are scheduling those 20% things that are getting you your 80% results. But you have to take action, right? Look, I'm the biggest fan of the vision boards, right? I'm a big fan of vision boards. I'm a big fan of meditating. I'm a big fan of lighting candles. But at some point, you have to do something.
Yes.
You have to take action. You have to make a phone call. You have to go on the
I
podcast.
understand.
You do. You do. At some point, you have to do something because procrastinating don't get you nowhere.
Yeah, it's just like a saying that
You know,
says
it's
knowledge
a
precedes speech
woulda,
and
coulda,
action.
shoulda
You know what I
thing.
mean? You have to know the knowledge. You have to, be able to speak it, and then you have to act upon it. So,
Well, you
it's
don't
the
have to
saying.
know it. You don't have to know it. You have to go for it. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's a place for
That's how you
planning and
can,
strategy, but at some point you have to take action. Like you can have
Yeah,
stuff
take
written on a
action.
whiteboard, but you have to do what's on the whiteboard at some point.
Yeah. So, I mean, how long have you been an author?
So the book I wrote in 2017.
Oh, okay.
What's the name of the book again?
It's The Discipline of Now, 12 Practical Principles to Overcome Procrastination.
Okay. The Discipline of Now.
The Discipline of Now, 12 Practical Principles to Overcome Procrastination.
Okay. So y'all can pick that up, Amazon, and is it on Audible?
Yeah, so it's in audio format.
Okay.
You can get it as an ebook. You can get the paperback version. So you can get it from ericmtwiggs.com, which is my website. I mean, you can also pick it up directly from Amazon too.
Now, what's the percentage of people that has actually, benefited from the book in which you have written that you got back so far from feedback?
Well, I mean, I've had people tell me that they were procrastinating on starting their business, and now they've started their business. I've had I had one person in particular who was very negative. This is somebody I was actually coaching, and he was very negative, and business was down, and he had to be there all the time. And I literally, he had to tell me what he was grateful for. Every time we talked, the first thing we talked about was what he was grateful for. And that really just got him on. It got him to the point where he started tripling his sales and got to the point where he didn't have to be there anymore in the business. But the foundation of that was him applying the principles from the book. But yeah, I mean, we've got 5-star reviews from people and that's what's rewarding, right? Because we all have those days when it feels like, oh man, I'm putting this stuff out there. Is anybody really reading? Oh, I don't know.
I got a couple. It feels good.
Right. And then someone says, oh man, I was truly inspired by reading the book. I started my business, and it really knows that it helps you to confirm that you're on the right track.
Okay. So what's the number one principle that everybody really lives by inside of your book? Or is there
the biggest thing, the most common thing when I do workshops is about overcoming fear. So I do these workshops and I get people together and we talk about what causes you to procrastinate. And without me bringing it up, every time I do a workshop, fear is usually at the top of the list.
Okay, so fear.
So, people are afraid of success. People are afraid of failure. People are afraid of the unknown. So once we get that out on the table, and in the book, we provide specific strategies to overcome fear. And that's what tends to resonate with people the most.
Now, what's the number one thing of facing fear? How do you face? How do you? What's the number one rule of you that you give them to how do they face fear? How do you face fear?
So first off, you have to realize that your fears are in the future, right? They're not in your present reality. So think about it. Whenever you're afraid of something, let's say something's coming up, usually you say, "What if this happens? What if?" Those 2 words means that it hasn't happened yet.
So that's a
And-
person
May
preparing.
not.
Is that a person that's always preparing for the worst to happen?
Well, it could be, but a lot of times it's fear. Well, what if? Okay, so I'm going to do a presentation. What if they don't like it? What if I bomb? What if it doesn't go well? What if? What if? What if? So it's that fear. But what it really is, the root of the fear is your brain is trying to protect you. Whenever you're stepping out of your comfort zone, your brain is saying, "Oh man, I don't know. What if this happens? What if that happens?" But if you don't press beyond that, you'll be stuck. So you have to realize that. So fear is in the future. And so the studies show that 85% of the things that people obsess about or worry about don't become reality.
Don't exist.
Right. I mean, just look back. Just think about, you can even think about your life, right? Look back at things that you were worried about or afraid about. Most of the time it came out fine. So I think once people really understand that fear is in the future and it's not in your present reality. And here's the thing. Here's what you have to understand too, is that those feelings of fear, they're really confirmation that you're pursuing the right thing.
Yeah.
Right?
How's
Because
that?
when you're trying to get to the next level, that's when you start feeling that resistance. If you're doing something that's not that big a deal, you're not going to be afraid. And who wants to pursue something that's not that big a deal?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, okay. I feel you now.
So with fear being the number one obstacle, what I want the world to really know about your book, what is the number two? What is the number two? Because we gotta know. Number one is fear, but what's really, once you get past the fear, what is the second thing that that
What's
stands out to
stopping
everybody
us?
that keeps it going? Because fear is number So what's the
So
second
We
thing?
know we don't touch stuff that we're
So here's the other one. So perfectionism, right? There's so many people, they can't start, they can't move until they have all the information.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
your
Okay.
I want to
Yes.
start a podcast. But,
Yes.
I don't know
That's
what
a
microphone to get. I don't know which platform to use. How am I going to get the guests? I got to write out the show scripts, the show notes. I don't know. Perfectionism. So when I'm working with people, the thing I always say is that you can't allow perfect to become the enemy of progress.
Right.
I
Doesn't have to be
learned
perfect.
the hard way.
Yeah, somebody's trying to put that on
I
me.
learned the hard
Listen,
way. Yeah,
some people are
that's
visionary
me.
perfectionists.
That's me.
They need to see everything that's going to happen or should happen before they even get started.
But think about
now
it.
I'm adding to yours visionary professionalism. Like they need to know, okay, I need this book to be perfect. But then after the book be perfect, who am I going to sell this book to? How many people you think is going to come? Oh, how much you think that I'm going to get back?
Right.
It's just...
Right. But think about it though. If you had 100% of the answers, why would you
That's
be
what
waiting?
I wanted to know, Mr.
That's
Twiggs,
why we keep having more and more people and guests like you, Mr. Twiggs, because you straighten me out. Look. And yeah, I already introduced it as me being selfish and sharing what I'm getting to my viewers and stuff like that. But I need it.
So now with this
I
book,
appreciate you.
now with this book being a success that you absolutely wanted it to be, you know what I mean? What's your next venture? Well, how do you top what you already done?
No, that's good. So I just want to continue to get the message out on a higher level, right? I just want to just speak. I mean, the next thing I'm really working on, I love to do a TED Talk, but that's kind of the next big thing. So I've got
Explain to the world what a TED Talk is.
Yeah, so it's the TEDx conference. They're 20-minute presentations.
Okay.
They get saved on YouTube. So that's really kind of the next thing in my vision. That's the next big thing anyway, because I want to really want to get the message out to a large audience. Because I just think this is just so important that people are focused on taking the next step and moving forward in the direction. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just want to move forward in the direction of your goals and dreams.
Yes, that's exactly what
True.
We're trying to portray here. That we are moving You know, we're not just going to stay here stuck in this war that we're fighting to be human. You
Sure.
know, so that's what we need to do. We need to bring in the guests like you, listen, read, learn, and you know, put them. Well, I don't know if you got any more A's, but we got 5 right here already. You know, put them into action and stop, you know, just hanging around thinking that the same things are going to do anything.
Right. So with your book being what it is right now, what do you so your book helps people in business, right? So, and I also see that it can help you in your personal life too, because of you know, the type of topics that you talk about, like attitude, awareness, assignment. Those things can help you be a better person, not only just business. So, you know, you have an extra avenue right there that you can spin it down to you know, for the regular Joe, you know.
Sure. Yeah, I
Get
mean,
them to be a better
a lot of
person.
college students gravitate towards the message, and I ended up doing several presentations. And when my target, I'm more of the entrepreneur, executive leader is kind of my target audience, but quite often students reach out to me that then they confide that they struggle with procrastination. So
Right.
I think it's a universal message.
Absolutely. You have a vast, people that you can work with and broaden your horizon to make you a better, you know, with attitude, awareness, assignment. You know what I mean? At the same time, you're learning from yourself as you give out. Because first and foremost, anything that you give out, any knowledge that you give out, any advice that you get out, you take first for yourself. You're talking to yourself first to teach yourself, but then in turn teach others and for them to know. So this is a perfect way of you know, teaching yourself and then getting out there to teach others is definitely a good thing. And then you didn't even know it. Like you're teaching yourself your own stuff. Like that's kind of hot.
Well, that's
Now it's funny you say that because, like, so I have a chapter in the book. It's chapter 6, and it's about saying no. And so sometimes I'll get these people that'll ask me to do things or want me to be the chair of this, and I literally have to go back and read my own book.
It's like, how to
What
say
did I
no?
say about that again? You know?
Because you don't want to be a yes man. Yes, baby, can you go down and say yes? Yes. Nah, I got you. No, that's real deep.
I'm telling you, that is critical. And then as you start to get traction, you start to get more opportunities. People are going to start coming to you. You become more visible, right? People are going to start coming to you for things and making requests. But not every opportunity is the right fit. So it's very important that. So when you get the book, read chapter 6. I talk about saying no and how important that is.
Oh, we definitely need that.
I say,
We definitely need
I say no to my oldest daughter a lot
we might
now.
start with that chapter first. We're not gonna skip the road. Yeah. But it's a lot of hungry minds out here, Mr. Twiggs, and they are, you know, wanting more knowledge to how to just sustain in life, you know, and you're doing a good thing. You know, I think that a lot more people should grab that book and read it.
Do we have like a
We
sneak
definitely
peek
will.
on your like your next book? Because we know that that's not the only thing up inside of that brain of yours.
No, so I have a book that's in the work. It's a collaboration effort with my business partners. I'm the president of something that's called the What Now movement, and the whole mission of the movement is to help people pivot instead of stopping. You know, right? So if you run into a crisis, the natural instinct is just to stop.
Yeah.
Right. Like with the pandemic, a lot of people just stopped. Yep. So the whole spirit of the movement is to help people to pivot. So I'm the president of this movement, and we have a book in the works. It's going to be called the What Now Mindset, where we're going to talk about people who have faced crisis and challenge, and they pivoted, and they look back at their crisis and say that was the best thing that ever happened to me. They say getting laid off was the best thing that ever happened to me because
Right.
now I have
Right.
this business.
That's what she said. That's
Well,
what
I
I
wouldn't.
said.
I don't know if it's the best thing that happened to you. I can't speak for you, but this is the reason why Mogul Queen is here. You know, because she written a book as well. Her book is called Era, the Beginning. I had a bookmarker. I had a book. If you can, wait, now you turn on it.
Put it
If
in
you-
the camera.
Oh, at the camera. If you see it, you can see that it's a line going through Era.
Mhm.
That's on you. Go ahead.
You started
No,
very well.
I know. Huh?
You started very well. So yeah, my book
Yeah,
is called
tell
Era, the Beginning, and it is a line through there because era could be a place in time, or it can represent a line going through, which is error, ERROR. So this book was based off of true life events. I mean, procrastination is a true life event too because it happens every single day as well.
Yeah.
But it was created to bring forth trauma and mental health and what that looked like for people with PTSD, or how you can stem with PTSD and it can stem into depression, anxiety, panic attacks. A lot of other stuff, anorexia. A lot of things can come from mental health that a lot of people don't. Dissociation. People can literally look at a wall all single day and not even notice they was there all single day. So that can come from procrastination too, because you procrastinate, you start thinking and you go into a dissociation moment to the point where you don't thought so long that now you don't procrastinate it and you forgot.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it moving now you don't want to do that no more because you procrastinated so much.
Yeah.
So I
that,
definitely think that goes into mental health too, procrastination.
Right.
do you think that
It does.
somehow, like, I don't want to say that it was, the best thing that happened to you, because of course, what happened wasn't the best thing that happened. And, but I'm saying it shaped like what you're doing now.
So I say that a lot. I grew up on trauma, right? So when COVID hit, while everybody feeling down and out because I grew up on trauma, it didn't affect me. So I say it was the best time for me because now I have everybody sitting at home. So when I started my nonprofit organization in the city of Camden, I literally my organization is called Rare Jewel Nonprofit Organization. The day that I launched, which was March 13th, the whole United States closed down on March 15th. So literally I started and everything shut down. And now I had my open platform to really introduce this organization and bring awareness and tell people about traumatic brain injury children related to near drowning.
Okay.
And then it gave me the time to speak to them and let them know, hey, I'm Mogul Queen. Now I need y'all to know who I am as an individual Mogul Queen. You understand what I'm saying? And then I introduced my traumas and let them know that what was procrastinating me was my traumas. But then now I use my traumas as a stepping stool and I brought it out. Okay, here goes me as a nurse because I needed it because of my daughter's trauma, her, having her near drowning. Then here I am starting an organization. Now here I am writing a book because now I healed. So now since I healed from it, now I can be able to tell y'all so like that. Y'all can go ahead and learn from me. And then, you can go ahead and heal from your mental illness and don't procrastinate no more and do what you got to do because COVID ain't going nowhere. We just adjusting to it. And the quicker you adjust to it, the better the outcome will be. And you'll stop procrastinating knowing that you need to hurry up and start leveling and doing what you have to do to move forward for not only you, but for your family.
Right. You see how this creative mind just took both of y'all books and entwined them.
That's why I have y'all both here on the same day, because it's the thought pattern and the way you both are thinking. It all comes into one thing. That helps me.
Right. So then I was going to leave
back to selfish again. That helps
I was going to leave
y'all take some of this in.
Yeah, I hope y'all taking this
y'all
in.
Take some of this in because I'm taking it in.
So it's crazy because I wrote a quote I wanted to leave in the Mogul moment. But now I feel like it comes in between both of us, so I'm going to say it now. So my quote is, a bad day doesn't equal a bad life, and a bad life is not equivalent to a bad day.
Mm.
So his procrastination is about, having a bad day of procrastination. Mine is basically about starting off having a bad life. But none of them equal together. Because if you stop procrastinating, you just had a bad day. But if you keep on procrastinating, then you're gonna have a bad life.
Yes.
Oh wow.
All right, what you got to say,
banger.
Mr. Twigs? You
All right,
up now?
Chef,
You up?
Man, I'd say that's a tough act to follow, but no, she's 100% spot on. As far as a quote, one of the other things I like people to think about is that clarity is the starting point of success.
Yes.
I think it helps you to really be clear on where you're going and what does that look, what does there look like? And a lot of times you procrastinate because you're really not clear on where you're trying to get. And I want people to think about using your future as a filter. And what I mean by that is once you're really clear on where you're going, you can filter out things that don't have anything to do with your destination, right?
Okay.
So if you're supposed to be, it's like if you go in the grocery store and you're supposed to be a vegetarian, to say no to the meat because you're clear. So I think that's just so important to really get clear on your why, your purpose, and that way you can filter out things that don't line up.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely. I see that point of view.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I did.
That's crazy.
I had to see clarity, and the clarity came seeing everybody panic from COVID, seeing my nurses leave out of my house because they got scared of COVID, not to be able to take care of my disabled daughter. So I'm like, well, if that's happening now at this point in time, just seeing ahead of time, like, well, I got to get up and do what I got to do for my family, because clearly ain't nobody going to stick around.
Right.
Ain't nobody, what they say, they don't have to stick around. Everybody has their own free will. So you have to do what you got to do for yourself. And the clarity of it is you have to do what you got to do.
And you have to be able to see it.
You really got it, yeah.
You have to be able to see it. You have to be able to
see it and go forward. Like, move fast. If you move fast, you won't procrastinate like I did.
Pull through the clutter.
Spring
cleaning.
Really, what it means is to look at it from all avenues. Look at it from what could happen if I did this? What could happen if I do this? Now, with this moment, do I choose this, or do I do this, or do I choose this moment that's going to make everything go so smooth? You know what I mean? So you have to do that all within a mill of a second. It's just like when you got a gun pointed at somebody, you're ready to pull that trigger. You think, should I kill this man, or what's going to happen? All right, all this stuff is going to happen. What do you do? So you do the right thing that you can do within that millionth of a second. And these are the things that happen in your time of life, from procrastination to finding clarity to having a different awareness and a different attitude and a different, action on life. So with that being said, that's what I get from what you guys are saying, is just making the right decision and having that clarity moment, that lighthouse moment where you're like, all right, boom, there it is.
Right.
Forget everything else. This is the path to go.
But you gotta do it.
Forget fear.
You can't think about it.
Right. So that was the clarity, and then the procrastination is move that out the way and just go and just do it. So yeah. So I get it.
Trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
So I see how the two coexist. You know what I mean? Together, like, that's dope.
Trial and error. There's nothing wrong with trial and error.
There's nothing wrong for you.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Listen, every day I give it a try, because when I go home at night, I say, well, at least I tried. But thank God that every try that I have will have been a stepping stone. Been a stepping stone.
Yeah, that's like, Mr. Tiggs, do you feel like a failure is really failure, or do you feel like failure is just an obstacle?
I think you have to factor failure into your success plan, right? So a lot of people, when they encounter a failure, they stop.
Yeah.
They just say, oh, yeah, see, I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing this. No, you have to understand that failure is a part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like, a lot of times with New Year's resolutions, the reason they don't work out is because you say, okay, I'm going to work out 3 nights a week. And then you miss
Yeah.
a day. And then you say, oh, see, here we go. Yeah, I guess I fell off that wagon. Now, well, you have to anticipate you're going to have setbacks.
Right.
But the key is to move forward. Now, failure is critical to success.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's like driving beyond that guy that's going real slow, and you know that light about to turn yellow. Jump in the fast lane. Passing.
Let me tell you. So
His voice left.
Your voice left. He said, "Let me tell you something." And then, now, you
went out.
can go out and come back in. Well, it's always technical difficulties, and there's no big deal. Mr. Twigs is getting this thing together. We all right. Paul is texting me, telling me to read the comments anyway. Oh, God. Oh, my thing.
By the way, hi, Paula. I'm going to tell you again. Hi, Paula. You need to come out and chill with me.
can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. We got cut off on the audio. So what I was saying was I had a mentor and we were in Toastmasters International, the speaking organization. And he had this weird thing. He joined 4 Toastmasters clubs at the same time.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
Wow.
that's crazy. Why would you do
Was
that?
he a drunk?
And what he told me was he wanted to quadruple his failure rate.
Oh,
Because he knew if he was failing that much, he was getting better.
okay.
So I think that's the key. Like if you can find ways to fail faster, you're gonna get better faster.
Oh, okay. So you get over the fear of failing, and
Right.
you better combat the next time you go up against it because you already failed the one time, and now you know how to go at it a different kind of way.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have a statement from Paula Weinstein Ellis, and she says, "Our tragedy is our purpose."
Can you get some feedback to that?
I think it could be. I think you have to look. Sometimes when you look back, you see that some of the tragic experiences you had was for you to be able to help somebody else through that. So I think that it's possible. I don't know if that's in every case, but I think that's something to pay attention to because I do know people who like they help women with divorce because that's what they went through, or they help they work with kids of single parent houses. They because those are things they experienced. So yeah, I think it's possible that your tragedy could be your purpose.
And Paula also says, do you think logic pulls you together?
Do I think that logic pulls
She
together?
said logic pulls you together, but she says the tragedy it stops it from repeating. What she's saying is why you have the tragedy, your purpose to stop it from repeating.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I think that could be a part of it. Yeah. That you feel like I don't want someone else to have to go through what I went through. See, it's interesting that 2 people can experience the same thing and have a totally different response, right?
Okay.
So
Well,
one person can go through one person goes through the tragedy and they just stick their head in the sand. Where the other person goes through that tragedy and says, you know what? This is my mission to make sure that never happens to anybody else again.
exactly.
And they go on to accomplish great things. So it's really all in your perspective.
Exactly. You also got Mr. Cheyenne T. Shell is saying great advice. So you got a few comments. We can only see the comments that's coming on the live, but also we're live on YouTube and WCMD Media Facebook page. We're probably getting more comments.
Yeah, this is
So-
one good conversation after another, and I love the fact that we brought you two guys in, and you were able to entwine your words and your way of thinking to channel a narrative for people out there to better be able to combat life a little bit differently, and with a different type of arrow or sword, and that was great. You know what I mean? I love that. A plan comes together and it does very well.
Well, the hopes is to get more viewers to actually read your book and pass this word on, pass the book on to their family members, and start within their homes. And let's start correcting this problem at home first.
All right. In fact, and then they can learn from it, and then be expecting another book. Hey, where's the next book at? Yeah. We're waiting.
Well,
on
he's
that.
expecting another book already. We didn't even read the first one yet.
You know what I mean? Just hit me with the 5 A's. Was like, it was like, all right,
Send
cool.
all his links to your email. So
Send the links.
yeah, I send them all to him.
Send the following.
I'll send you the links and everything. Make sure that I have them so we can do this. You know what I mean? We also collect books here, so maybe we can get one out there. Like we got your book out there.
Right. I wanted to ask Mr. Eric, like, would you be including like a checklist to your book, or does your book have a checklist on there? Like rephrasing back to the procrastination, and now that we have already picked up the book because we're procrastinators. Now we're going to the first chapter. I don't know if the first chapter is fear, but now we're going to fear and find out we have fear. So do you have like rebuttal questions like, okay, have you figured out what is your fear and how something they can do to overcome their fears? And if they don't have a fear, well, then what has stopped them? Like, just to get their brains a little bit more going between the chapters, or are you going to come out for journal for that?
Yeah, so great question. In each section, in the first half of the book, there's a section. It's called Stop, Read, and Act. Right. So the whole point is for you not to just keep going on. There's like exercises.
Oh,
at
yes.
the end of each chapter. So so the whole goal is to really take some time and go through the different exercises. So like for example, like for in the I've got the book right here. So in the fear section, I've got Stop, Read, Act, where you make a list of preparations you need to make to take the next steps in your growth. You pick 3, and because the more you're prepared, the less you have the fear, which is something I talk about in that fear section. So there are exercises that help to reinforce the message.
That'd be great.
And then they should follow up with a visionary board. I remember you saying that at the beginning,
Exactly.
and I'm big on visionary boards too. I have completed 2 out of my 3 visionary boards so far. So things that I put on my visionary board. So visionary boards really are important. And I feel like the book should be transferred over into a visionary board. Where are your fears at? Put that in the corner. Where's the professionalism at? Put that in another place, So when you walk past it, those ain't your fears no more. That don't have to be your professionalism no more. And then you ain't procrastinating no more. You get to the top of your level, because then we have him backing up his book, willing to counsel you in it. So Mr. Eric is really doing big things right now, and I appreciate taking out the time to get to know you.
Okay, player, see, she done slid you some knowledge all crazy, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you.
Put you in the oven and baked you,
No, she's doing big things as well. No, I'm a big fan of the vision boards. I mean, I think there's proven science behind why it works. The key is that as long as you commit to the necessary actions. And one of the things I say about the vision board, if you're not committed to action, your vision board will just be a picture of all the things you don't have.
Wow.
So you have to be committed to taking the actions that are going to move you in that direction.
And we swing that I don't even know hit it.
Staying committed to it. Golly.
Mhm.
I was just on the phone earlier talking
This stuff is heavy.
about the same stuff. Like, it was crazy. Like, we was having a heart to heart too.
He's like, man, why you ain't holler at me when I was on a video, on a jail call? I said, man, I was going through a whole lot at that point in my moment in my life. And I said, I ain't know you was on a video call. He was like, yeah. He was like, well, you got to pull yourself together. And I was like, yeah. So, because, you know, he didn't hit me with the negative. Well, you know how most people that, man, you should have just came over. No, he hit me with, well, you got to pull yourself together. And then he started bringing down knowledge to me, breaking everything down to me. So it was like, wow, he didn't torment me or anything about why I ain't coming to video. No, he called me. You know what I'm saying? He called me. Hey, all right, you probably don't do good on a video, but hey, let me call you. And I was able to talk to him, and I told him the problems I was having with my 14-year-old and my new girl and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, he was just giving me advice, you know what I'm saying, on how to do it, how to combat it. Even though it was advice I already knew, but it was just like, all right, come on, you could do it like this. Then do it like this. If you don't want to do it like this, then do it like this. There's always more one way to skin a cat. You know what I mean? So boom, and then and then it comes into the procrastination. So that's dope. Yeah, man. That was that. Yeah. So I like that, man. I like that. I love these conversations where they could get deep and emotional and touch the feelings of a person. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing about a podcast and you know, having great conversation.
Your mental stimulation.
Yeah, absolutely. You need it.
You don't know him that well, Mr. Twiggs. You don't know him that well. Nah. Everybody is great, and with us all putting everything together, we're gonna work something out.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna work something out.
So I'll definitely be getting your book.
I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna
Thank
see
you. I appreciate that.
in some city that I'm gonna be in, and I'm gonna say, that's Mr. Eric M. Twiggs. I'm going to that seminar.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna sit there and he's gonna see this bun.
So you're gonna be wearing that same bun.
I always wear the bun. You gonna see me in a bun.
All you're gonna see is my smile. That's it. When you see the teeth, yeah, they go papers right there.
I'm serious.
No,
That's not
Now,
gonna be
I appreciate you all. This has been a
We're gonna
fantastic
network.
conversation.
We're going to network.
yeah.
Absolutely.
You're a person that we really need in our lives.
Mm.
And we need to come back and talk to you.
Good energy.
days.
You want to keep positive people around you. If you keep the bad, you'll be the bad. You'll turn into the bad. You keep the positive people that's doing stuff, entrepreneurs, people that got your gears rolling. You'll in turn keep your gears rolling, want to be an entrepreneur, want to better your life, and want to be a better person. So with that being said, you channel good stuff, good, you'll get the good frequency back. So that's what we're trying to do nowadays. You know what I mean? Is keep good frequency around us and everything, you know what I mean? So that's the key to it. And everybody that I've seen that's come here, I bought their book and I've got something out of it. So, you know, I know I'll definitely
And
get
he's
something
coming out
of
with
your
his
book.
soon, right?
Yeah, she's pushing me because I'm procrastinating.
Guess what? Me and Paula, we already got a title.
Look at this.
We already have a title.
So-
Yes.
Mr. Eric from that way, and then I'm from this
that
way. Don't
Paula
worry. We
Weinstein
going
Ellis
dead
is
that
my best
procrastination.
Yeah, now that I know you're working on a book,
Dead that
okay.
procrastination. Yeah.
We got.
Mine is
don't
called
wanna procrastinate.
Manipulated System. It's about the streets to the prisons, through the jails, through the prison system, through probation, through coming back and reforming your life.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like basically on like the last chapters. Half of it is on paper.
See,
The rest is in my head. And then now I'm gonna have to take it and put it down. And then you know, it's basically about the street system and everything, the judges and everything, and how manipulated the system is and how it's here to tear you down instead of bring you up, and how they're making money off of you, and you're the sheep and the cattle and they're the head, you know.
Right, and that's definitely going to be a banger because, like I said, I come from JCC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of these kids, they just running around here and I want to say hot-headed or, you know, just in the moment. They just in the moment. And next thing you know, they didn't know that was going to come a fit. And you know what? In the juvenile system, you're not even charged. You adjudicated. That means that whatever you came in there with that the police station said you did, and you're going to have to go through it so you get out of it. There's no guilty or not guilty in the juvenile system. So then when we get to adulthood, you know, because they try to keep them from as long as they can. But then when they get to adulthood, that's where the manipulation come in at. Right. So if we could get those books on the streets real fast, paper with the banger, then we can hit them over to the juvenile justice system. So these kids, they got downtime. They can read that in their downtime and know what they'll be heading for. Because some kids don't know what they heading for.
Right. You mentally have
Most
to.
of the books, though,
you mentally have to prepare
Black
yourself.
authors go to the jail systems anyway,
Mhm.
so because we don't have nowhere else to channel.
Right.
Right.
So since y'all telling the titles and stuff for y'all books and y'all concepts, is my thing. Beg, borrow, and steal. STEEL. Okay. So me and Paula we want to let people know our identities. Okay. So we have to talk about the identities that we beg to have and the trials and tribulations that we had to get there. All the things that we borrowed, the people that told us what we were, what to do, how to do it, and all that. And then actually coming out as a steel bond, you know, unbreakable.
Absolutely.
Strong women.
Right. So
We
have a lot of narratives right now.
Concept, and we got a lot of shit in
That's
there.
great.
Okay.
We have a lot of narratives right here.
A lot in there.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Overcoming woman empowerment.
Right. Overcoming woman empowerment.
It's affecting us right now. You know what I mean? It's affecting us right now from
self-help awareness.
From you know, from all the stuff that we lived, we learned, and that we thought that was what we supposed to be doing because we was borrowing it from somebody else. And everything is not real. You know what I mean? And the reality of it is we had things to say that we was court.
Yeah, so
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So then we got future books coming out, new authors. This author been procrastinating. He's been procrastinating. Jenny done moved ahead of him because she done got the title now. She wasn't even thinking about writing a book. Now
my
she
books
done
is
got the
already
title.
done. They just was stolen. Ticket, you know
what I'm saying? So
so
we got him coming out with
the wrong hands. That's what I did.
We got him coming out with a
and that kind of like put me in a slump. So now that I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna revamp and just do it all over again with the help. It's going to be great.
His speaker note sheet coming out soon, so you can see what all the great things that this educated man has inside his head that he's procrastinating to tell the world. That will be available shortly. The book will be available shortly. And then Jenny stuff is right here. We just throwing bangers after bangers after bangers. If people not catching on by now that this is the future we talking about, they ain't never gonna catch on.
I started out basic. Here it is, here. Started. This is it.
That's right.
I have passed the procrastination on starting to write the book. I have already wrote about 4 sentences.
That's all you need.
There you go. It's all about starting.
Yes. I wrote my book 9 years ago, and then I released it just this June.
And I'm keeping
so
with me, so
talk about procrastination. I procrastinated on releasing it for 9 years. And I told myself that I would never hold back on something like that or something in my life ever again. Because now that I notice, like, since I stepped out of procrastination, everything has been going good for me.
I actually want to do a playwright before I leave this earth.
It's like the saying goes, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we like to really thank you for coming in and giving your insight and stuff like that. And
I think it was.
It's always good to have a different head in the house.
Please stay in touch with us. I already start getting my emails and everything, so I'm good.
Thank you for having me. This has been a great conversation.
Because I already subscribed. So,
Oh man, thank you. I mean, this is awesome, and I appreciate what you're doing and the great content you're putting out in the world. I mean, that's what we need right now. We need the positivity.
yeah, that's what we want. We want to mend this stuff back together. We have to do it one community at a time,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
And this is our community. So, actually, Papers is not even from here.
Yeah. But you want to know something? You got to love yourself. And then when you love yourself, then you can help others. Once you know what I mean? So I know how to love myself. I know how to help myself. So why not go ahead and help others and, people that may need it too.
It feels good.
Yeah. So we thank you for coming out on the show today.
Yes.
And we definitely
Any
wanna hold you
shout
up 'cause we
outs
know
or
that-
anything
Yeah,
you
you got
like
any
to
shout outs or anything? Anybody you want to give recognition to?
So shout out to the What Now movement,
What
folks in
now?
the
I'm gonna write
movement
that
that
down.
might be watching. You can certainly check out the group. It's the What Now movement Facebook group. Right
I
now
got
we
it.
got about 1,650 people in the group. Again, the whole point is to inspire people to pivot and to keep moving, and we give them inspiration. So definitely want to shout out the folks in the What Now movement group and encourage people to join the movement.
Me and Paul are gonna be in there.
Absolutely, that's great.
So what I wrote it down. I'm taking my notes.
Yeah, the What Now movement Facebook group.
He's saying put together an online seminar. He's already doing that. What's the name of your podcast, Mr. Twiggs?
So my podcast is the 30-minute hour podcast.
Yeah.
The 30-minute hour.
Yeah,
That's on
what
Facebook.
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, so there's a
It's
Facebook
going on
page
the podcast.
that's called the 30-minute hour.
Okay, the
Yep,
30-minute
you can start
hour.
following it from there. We're on
Right.
Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all those places as well. But
Everywhere
yeah, if
I'm
you're
in.
on Facebook, you
I
can
got you.
check us out there too.
Okay. All right, because I got my Bigo squad. They all wanted to know
He
where
don't
your
know nothing
podcast
about-
was at.
He don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
There's all these social media apps that you can go live on. He's live on something that he discovered, and it's pretty hot. You get a lot of viewers real fast. So that's what we're trying to do: get people to hear these messages.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah. So, and I got you on Instagram right here.
Yeah, so we wrote down all your stuff, and we definitely gonna stay in tune with you. We're gonna copy your book and do everything. We're gonna put it back on there. We're gonna actually do a segment where we go and piece over the book after we read it. So we'll have that come up. So we'll let you know, and you can tune in and and have a talk about the book.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then we can also talk about how can we feature you in the movement. Again, I think what you guys are doing is excellent.
Yeah,
I'd like to
definitely.
be able to feature you in the What Now movement. So let's talk afterwards about how we do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I have your contact, you have mine, and
And we'll follow everything.
we share the same email.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
yeah, so it'll be all right.
So thank you again, sir, and I appreciate you.
Oh man,
Thank
this would be
you.
nice if we can move into go into that movement, so we can bring this awareness out.
Yeah, most
Would you like
definitely.
that?
Mhm.
That would be nice.
Absolutely.
So that was Mr. Eric M. Twiggs.
Oh, and
Yes.
let them know where you
He's-
located at, Mr. Twiggs.
I was just scared.
So yeah, I'm in Clinton, Maryland, which is 20 minutes from Washington, D.C.
Right.
So,
Okay. Clinton, Maryland.
Yes, it's called the DMV.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
My
Yeah,
girl,
that's
she
the
just went out in
Delmar
Maryland for
Valley.
agriculture event or whatnot.
Okay.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Maryland's a good place. They're farming out there. It's real nice.
You're not a farmer, are you?
No, not a farmer.
He's not a farmer. He's a gardener. He likes to garden.
Yeah, I'm a gardener,
He looking at-
I rap.
He's
You know,
checking out.
so-
He's
so
checking out the soil.
They would, I gotta check out the soil, make sure I could grow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sticks and stuff like that.
Thank you, Mr. Twiggs.
All right, sir.
All right. Well, I appreciate you.
All right. We'll stay in touch.
See you later.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Bye bye. Nice. That was nice. Very nice interview with Mr. Twiggs today.
Yup, just
I
came
liked
through and
it.
hit us with a banger.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's always good to be aware of all the different signs and the steps and stuff that you can take to become a better business mogul, business person, business advisor. So, you know, and with that being said, his book can actually be used as an everyday life skill tool. So people, please go cop up Mr. Twiggs' book. It is called What Now Movement.
No, it's not.
No, that's the What Now Movement.
His book is called The 30-Minute Hour.
Yeah, the 30-minute hour. That's what it's called. But that's my short-term memory right there. You know, everybody know about that. But make sure y'all go cop up the book. Make sure y'all go cop up the book because we always back with a banger up in here. So it's Paper Man back with a banger, man, sitting here with Jenny Smanny on a Comfort Level podcast at WCMD Media.
And Street Cred Rattles. Tell them about the beat. Okay.
Oh,
Start
Street
talking
Cred.
about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, also we have the Mogul Queen in the building. Now, listen, here we go. We have shouts out to Street Cred. Street Cred is in the building. Shout out to Street Cred. We have a new beat popping up. Will he be doing every Friday? He will be doing a beat, and whoever has the best 16 with a hook, I believe, will win $100. So people, please get in tune with what Street Cred Records has offering for the city and surrounding cities. Monday, October 18th is the deadline entry. So please get it in. Listen to this beat.
Thursday, October 21st at 12 p.m. The music must be submitted.
Must be.
You have
59 seconds.
Wow. You don't need to
No
studio.
studio required.
And 8 p.m. that same Thursday, the winner will be announced
And
and
paid.
paid.
You feel what I'm saying?
$100.
One Beansky. Every Friday. So
Every
if you
week.
If you think you the man and you can come out every week and rack up,
And I'm going to play the contest.
you know it's 52 weeks in a year, right? So I belong to Mr. Jerry May do it, man. Listen, man, whoever think that they can win every week, come and get this money, man. That's $400 a month. That's $400 a month. That's $400 times 12. That's 400 times 12. 400 times 12, I hear. 400 times 12.
100. And you also get some amazing promotion.
400 times
Listen,
12.
I'm about to put me some bars together.
Yeah.
Maybe I can make $400 by just going ahead and just adding to this bar for 1 minute, right? 59 seconds. What is that? How many seconds? Yeah.
We're going
I
to
want-
continue
Listen,
to give you some
You
real
can possibly
insight.
make.
And if you don't want to say it and you ghostwrite and if you want to give it to me, we probably can split 50-50. I'll
Yeah, you
say
might
it
be
for
that
you.
hot woman. They might not.
Yeah, I come on and say it for you. We can split
Right.
it.
You could
Listen,
possibly make
It's
$5,200.
thermostat Thursdays. Every Thursday it's heated. It's heated.
$5,200
Thermostat Thursdays.
Off
the
Street Cred. If you
Street
doing
Cred
everything.
Records
Every
is
week.
heated.
every week $100
Every week $100.
Every
for a
week.
couple of bars.
Every week.
Better jump on it.
What up,
Hey,
banger?
59 seconds.
Every
16.
week.
16. You got 16.
So
hot
what y'all
bars.
say
What?
now? Y'all know the last one. Y'all know what happened on the last one, right? They don't know what happened on that last beat.
The last beat.
They don't know what happened on
They
that
don't know
last
what
beat.
happened
What
on that
came out on that
last beat.
You want to hear it?
And that's the beat right there, right?
You want to hear it?
That beat hot.
That beat hot.
Here
Yeah.
it go.
Oh,
I ain't even got nothing for it.
Here it go. Here's the last beat.
So this guy won the video.
Back with a banger, man.
Sound good.
Me steady flossing, big bossin', hit the motherfucker clutch out Austin. Get lost in the town out Boston. With a fresh chick I be seeing often. Out Charleston, stacking money to the ceiling, get lost in. Chips
Yay!
Trish said it been did it, I be in the business. With my
Oh,
niggas
wait,
making money,
wait,
they be
wait. I ain't
honest.
got no
Ride around and drop top Benson. Ain't born for the
Twerking
red,
out there.
Texas screaming down, money, anything. Me doing my thing, switching my game, knowing my lane, minding my business, keeping it fitness, fucking on nitwits, I'm in the Benjis, niggas is stingy, so I crack keep the world on the barrel on go. I be in the promo, going loco with a GoPro, put you in a Joko, bringing that money by the bolo, got a bad bitch look like
Promos
Coco.
going
It's
low,
a scene
being
in a second,
loco.
logo, put a picture on the wall for the
You know what I'm
promo,
saying?
it's in the range of the mill, all for the flow, won't go. Mommy, she throw it with no hands, popping that thing like a grand slam, throwing it back and she understand, knowing it came from the motherland. Mommy, she throw it with no hands, popping that thing like a grand slam, throwing it back for the paper bags, knowing it came from the motherland. Pop, perk in my dick off, switch lanes to the Porsche, sucked off, little bad bitch spread it when she bust off, had a nigga on syrup with a weight came. Then the crash and it came in the way, looking to the sea, looking at the stars and the heat, chilling in the belly of the beast, and the coach, so niggas don't approach me, you know what it is, but it don't be. When we talk about ends when you round them, they'll run up in your crib when you bury me, take anything you own out the county, leave on empty, don't tempt me, ain't nothing but money makers around me, ride the red street, the pole, either or, we gon' make this money, fly by night, overnight success, I'ma make it to the venue by the night, my fans gon' love when I like, they gon' make this music blow tonight, look at all these views, they going up, I ain't here no more growing up, it's a million things I wanna touch, more like Ray Allen with me, throw it with no hands, popping that thing like a grand slam, throwing it back like she understand, knowing it came from the motherland, mommy she throw it with no hands, popping that thing like a grand slam, throwing it back for the paper bags, knowing it came from the motherland.
So on the beat and I bully that. Beat up the track, I'm a Philly cat. Minus the issue with niggas that think they can go a challenge with me. Buck 60 on the dash. Blue ball, I score, because beat is a boy. You popping me on. Now weaving in another lane.
Where y'all
This is
at?
for making my own chain. This is for making my own chain. This is for greatness. And I am awakening third eye on a ping. I mean, knocking these niggas out by the team. I am a beast when it comes with the cream. Sure, these niggas can't hold me all time. Like time bomb, timeline, be fun. Woo! Diamond shine.
Yo, DMX coming back.
Watch how the chopper fly, no hands, throwing that thing like a grandstand. For the face, came from the motherland. Mommy, she throw it with no hands, popping that thing like a grand slam, throwing it back for the paper bags, knowing it came from the motherland. Never the way that she do it to my music, the way that she posed.
So with that being said,
Bangers.
that was the beat that was
That was the
offered
beat. That was the winner.
2.5 weeks ago. Paper submitted.
Knock him out the box.
Hit him with
Knock
the
him out the
banger.
box.
Knock him
real
out the
fast.
box.
Knock
That's
him
all
out
we
the
do,
box.
Got
man.
that paper.
So
You hit him with
that
bangers.
contest has been shut down, and he won a whole promotional package to shoot
Congratulations,
the video
baby.
for
Yeah,
that
shoot the video.
thing.
Thank you,
And the
Dr.
beat, the boy's name is Makai. I don't know what he goes or
It's just Makai.
just Makai, beats by Makai or
I
anything.
guess so.
Makai, Street Cred Records. That's
Yeah,
it. You
that's
got
where you
it.
find it.
That's where you find them at Street Cred Records. All right, so we about wrapping up.
Oh yeah,
around
did you know
here.
I got 2,050 something views on that joint
On what?
on the post I posted last night. In 44 minutes, I got 1,800 views.
I ain't see it.
It was crazy. And because I did it on the reel, so the reel don't show you the views.
Oh, real.
So I got 18. Listen, the views. I did the insight on it, and when I did the insight on it, you know what I'm saying, the views on it. Yeah, the views.
I didn't know you could do insights on reels. I don't really study.
Yeah,
the
so
reel.
you
I
could do-
haven't studied the reel yet.
So you could do an insight on the reel, and right here, view insight. Boom, I view the insight. And John, look,
2268.
yeah. So the John is going up crazy right now. It's 2268 on that joint. So the joint crazy. 2,268.
But this is something
views
that
on
I
it.
want to say too.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all looked at it. Y'all know y'all was watching the thing. Yeah, he got 6 likes.
45.
45 likes.
Yeah.
And y'all know
I
that
seen
was a
6
banger.
likes. I was getting ready
How
to
many
say,
bangers do he
'cause
got to
you know
release
me, hate
before y'all
motherfuckers.
respect him?
Don't
Yeah,
hate.
right. How many bangers
Don't
do I
hate.
gotta release?
Congratulate.
How many bangers do I gotta release before y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's shit. Every nigga that look at that joint should just automatically like that joint. Beep.
For real, support
Just
the
like
man.
it, whether
You know
you
what I'm
like
saying?
it or not, it don't mean
Yeah,
nothing
like-
to you.
Fuck.
I can't.
Respect his
You know it's
craft.
hot.
But it's all right. You know what? Because we've been like this. We like this though.
Right.
We on your necks.
But it's cool though.
We here. We on your necks.
Cause when they see
Look
they
at
shit.
this.
When
Hey,
they-
yo, they watching
Look
though.
at that
They
backdrop.
watching.
Listen, when
Look
they
at the backdrop.
no,
They watching.
listen.
We on their necks.
When they
Look
see
at
they
the
when they see
backdrop.
they shorty throw it with
Yeah,
no
we
hands,
got
you know what I'm saying? She like, where that song? Where you get that song from? Oh, that's the bull paper.
We got businesses.
We love that shit.
They know you the bull papers.
Yeah,
So
Stop
I mean,
playing
before
with
we
my
get
boy
out
and give
of
him his
here,
respect.
before we get out of here, I know that you viewers, you have been watching that sign
Yes.
over there in the corner. Even though it may not be my vision board, but it is sort of like a vision board. I have a radio station. I own a radio station.
Right.
Okay. So if you want to advertise your business, what I'm doing is I need you to put your advertisement on my radio station so that we can reach, we can brand, and we can market your products,
Absolutely.
your business, your music,
Oh, snap.
whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? We do voice drops. We do ads. They're called adverts, 60, 90 seconds.
Hey, we also
What we
want to
got
shout out Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, shout them out, shout them out.
You feel what I'm saying? Krispy Kreme donuts.
RMC Independent.
You know, for
Radio.
looking out for us,
Yeah.
giving us donuts and all that.
Let me get that one.
Sorry about
You
that.
bring it to-
But we'd like to thank y'all for hopefully, you know, you guys could turn into a sponsor. We would love to have you as a sponsor.
I'm gonna recap real
Because
fast.
I love me some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yes, I had one of them on the way
Yeah, I
in.
love
They
me
not
Krispy
good.
Nice
Kreme
and
donuts.
soft.
She talking about they ain't going to my house. She done died 3 times and came
You
back
know
to
why?
life and said that.
You know why? Because he didn't put the hat on.
You know, I gotta find out.
And he the funny man. He
Let
didn't
me
even
know
put
when
the
you're
hat
ready for me to
on.
recap real fast. I just want to run through the
This
titles.
is raspberry
Oh, raspberry.
jelly.
Do y'all got
There's no cream.
All right, well, I'll take a glaze.
Can't fault the glaze. Can't go wrong with the glaze.
Yeah, so go ahead.
They are good. Here you go, Unc is in the
All right.
building. Unc smelled the donuts.
So you already know this is Mogul Queen, and I came through with a mogul moment. And in my mogul moment, I was talking about you know, a few things that's going on in the city of Camden. And I'm starting off with a Mogul Queen consultant agency, Chat and Chew, that will be going into a second Chat and Chew on October 26th at 5:30 down at 225 Market Street, Nuance Cafe. And our topics for that day is going to be school response to COVID-19. Then we're going to be introducing FEMA and how to access resources and get involved. Then after that, we're going to introduce the legalization of marijuana in New Jersey and what that means for the city of Camden, and how you can get involved with that, and how can you make it a resource, you know, in your community. So, you know, come on down if you are available on October 26th for the Mogul Queen Consultant Agency Chat and Chew at 5:30 at 225 Market Street at the Nuance Cafe, downtown Camden. We're going to be, you know, giving out information, resources. Like you could go back to the beginning when I came in telling y'all about the resources and all of what the resources entail and how can you get involved or how can you benefit from the resource. So, and then if you need more, if you're looking for resources for me to talk about, come on in and, you know, and reach out to me on Facebook under Mogul Queen. You can go under my Instagram, Ms. Mogul, MZMOGUL. I also have my nonprofit platform called Rare Jewel Nonprofit Organization in the city of Camden. So it's under Facebook, Rare Jewel Nonprofit Organization. And the Instagram is in Rare_Jewel 313. Or you can contact me by phone,
Or you
which is
contact me and I'll hook you up with it.
895-8915. Or you could always, and I mean always, she's always available
That's
by
right.
all her social sites. Jenny Smanny, she's going to hit you with all the bangers because she's going to basically contact me. I'm going to contact her back, or I'm going to respond to her. And then we're going to keep on hitting y'all with resources after resources. Y'all really need to come on and get these resources. There's a lot of resources out here. You have because you don't want.
Oh,
shit.
oh, that was hard.
Don't have
Listen,
because you don't want.
listen.
Because
All
I'm
my
giving
guests,
y'all it. If I'm giving y'all it, is I'm because it's needed.
right. If you have,
I'm
you
giving
don't
it
want.
to y'all.
You don't want.
So consult
Listen,
with me.
you can contact all my guests that's been on my show through me and more.
Yes.
Okay, even if they haven't been on this show, we'll track them down. We'll bring them on this show
Yes.
if you need be.
And I'll be coming on. I'll be coming back whenever Jenny has space for me to come through with a mobile moment.
Tomorrow.
And I'll keep on hitting y'all with all the resources. I keep on hitting y'all, as papers say, with bangers.
Back with a banger,
Back
baby.
with a
Anytime
banger.
you wanna
I'm gonna
come,
be back
you
with a
just
banger.
come.
I'm gonna be back with a banger until y'all understand that we hitting y'all with bangers, and we need y'all to
Yeah,
bang
y'all
Nothing but
back.
hot shit.
Bang back.
Bang,
Bang back. That's a
Yo,
t-shirt.
that's crazy.
Bang back.
Back with a
Bang
banger,
back.
bang
That's
back,
for
bitch.
you. We
That's
gonna
what
get
we
that.
waiting
We gonna
for,
get
y'all.
that
Bang
for
back.
you. Bang back. We need it.
You know what I'm saying?
Bang back.
Bang back.
Bang back.
B-A-B.
What's up with it? Because guess what?
Now, just bang back.
We
I like
we
that.
waiting for y'all.
With a banger. And then the front say bang bang.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
got two
Come on,
t-shirts
y'all.
on order
Things
now.
come together.
Come on.
I got 2 t-shirts on order now.
Like I said, this was
the new
Mogul
ones
Queen
is
hitting
coming
y'all with
in.
a mogul moment. And I only had a moment for y'all.
Well,
But
we're
I'm
gonna
willing
give
to
them the
extend
banger.
myself
We
after
always
this.
we always go out with a banger.
Yes. Hit them with the banger, Jenny. Hit them with one more banger, because we need them to get it.
We need them to get this.
We need them to get it.
Oh, I gotta talk to him about this. I forgot to tell him. All right, after the song. Back with a banger, paper bands.
We're coming home, stepping over new stepping stones to a better home. We're looking forward, shit, I see
my way
it
around.
I'm in the zone, deconcentration, consent to get the fighting. Better give it new life
Give me
for
the
the
time
next
of
time
your
relating. No striking out in the night feeling, that's my opinion. Bigger and better things I need, that's surely convincing. I'm tired of bullets flying, running from shots, hopping fences. And the government got a nerve to ask why we defensive. Protesting riots, standing up for our freedom. You dig it, ball your fists and raise it to the sky for what you believe in. We on the brink, on the edge, ready to jump and leap. Because we running the civil war, we want peace. Thinking clear with aim, ready for dire change. Always getting the show stick taking, all the blame. That's what my people go through, always did, and they had. Back to the drum ball, create a monster in the lab. Where my people, my righteous people that's fighting back. Taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government assets, our certain race limited occupation. A nation grand with dominance is the law of nature. Where my people, my righteous people that's fighting back. Taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government assets, our certain race limited occupation. A nation grand with dominance is the law of nature. If looks get killed, price right it down. Before I have to hit him, take a bill. Killing them all for nothing, like giving it till. Freedom for money and marijuana and freedom dollars. The crazy liquor life added dope facade. That come from drugs, alcohol, street drama. The government pushes to the point I want to go stop. That's what they calling it now. I call it being rebellious.
Oh shit, I
Cops killing my black life like
Oh!
Bigger families all broken like bricks and shadow.
Forgot
Trained
the
to be
camera was
scared when they
right
supposed to be trained for this matter. This
Like,
is a matter
it's
of religious
hot.
service and no disaster. Let's get them marching and changing laws to break the cycle. Hating this for so fucking long, it might come back to bite you. What you think gon' happen when you trap me in the corner? They gon' get to fighting and striking back without no warning. Where my people, my righteous people that's fighting back. Taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government assets, our certain race limited occupation. A nation grand with dominance is the law of nature. Where my people, my righteous people that's fighting back. Taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government assets, our certain race limited occupation. A nation grand with dominance is the law of nature. I don't blame y'all. I blame the government for setting the trap, leaving us dead and die. They say they helping it, still helping it all. Crime on the streets is still crime. For broken families are fighting too hard shit. This should be a tax write-off for families that miss in jail. So they can get it cut up that 30,000 y'all make a year. I'm so sincere, and for the record, y'all started this war, you can't quit it. You should have been joined, and maybe you did. Cover the stick, I just want to With the crack in the 80s. I heard you buy by the ton, distribute it out by the
Come on, your song.
Fake name and fake plans.
Hey.
Y'all niggas lame. We found money in business and business still
Somebody
ain't
here,
this.
yo.
We feed our families and families look us, depend on us. We see the light, but you make it dim for us. You see the trials and the tribulations that you put people through. Back against the walls. Snitches and paying bills. Y'all built this empire that wouldn't fall, only to fall on the ghetto. Put a system, forever having jobs. All those sentences handed them like it's called tickets. Now this shit crazy vivid, and our babies living. What the fuck is going on? I'm about to change the gimmick. For my people, my righteous people that's fighting back. Taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government is a certain race limited occupation. A nation grand with dominance is the law nation. For my people, my righteous people that's fighting back. Taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government is a certain race limited occupation. A nation grand with dominance is the law nation.
Alright, y'all, we out. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Thanks for tuning in today to the Comfort Level Podcast with me, Janny Schmanny. Back with a banger, Papers, Mogul Queen, JERNICA QUINONES in the building. Mr. Eric M. Twiggs coming to us straight from Maryland, the Delmar Valley, DMV. Papers. He about to put the hat on after everything is over. There we go. I knew he was a team player. Look at this. Look at that.
Right there. You
Team
know,
player.
don't hate
We
on
got
the player
about
and
4
all
more
that.
minutes. You might even get another song.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't
you
hate
might
on the
even
player
get
and all
another
that.
song here.
You know what I mean? Paper man back with a banger, man. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I look good
No,
with
no,
Krispy
you got your
Kreme,
song
man.
out that you got a song dropping on October 29th for Halloween. Ah,
Okay.
for Halloween.
Okay.
This is out on all platforms. Now the Whipper Upper.
They playing with you.
Crispy, baby. Yeah, they don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand. You ain't even got.
They playing with
They don't understand.
you.
All right, sweetheart. Y'all enjoy yourselves. I ain't gonna
I'm gonna be best friend.
Call me because we're gonna network with that.
I don't really get fast. You need to let you know that thing on it.
You know what I mean.
You know I know how to write a book.
I take your girl a cover. I'm a mean motherfucker, and I'm only getting
Everybody got
That's mine. You was over there. You just stole my gun. Yeah. All of them in that gun.
I'm shaking my prison, so you know my body cover and my swag is on 1,000. Plus I keep the ladies coming. I can spit it on the double, make it bubble. You don't want no trouble, you don't want no cause it is to get you love. I've been really on the plane, running trains, spitting flame, and I'm straight from out of prison. Back up on my kid, whoever said I couldn't do it, man, I pull them niggas wrong. And I do it for myself and for myself, I do it strong. I'm a worldwide legend, I'ma show you how to pitch it, I'ma show you how to whip it, I'ma show you how to get it. And it ain't for kings no more, it's a brand new type of vision.
Hey, yo, bro, with it.
People pay for me, just say that me on stage. Me and me, I'm switching up, I'm on the brand new circle wave, about to kill a fucking game. On a day that I made, I'm staying one position, there you don't be listen. Gotta pay better attention, girl, the people want to think you push you to the sideline, jumping shit and don't be listening. I'm a powder with a rubber, I take your girl a cover, I'm a mean motherfucker, and I'm only getting tougher. I'm straight from out of prison, so you know my body cover. My swag is on 1,000, plus I keep the ladies coming. I'm a powder with a rubber, I take your girl a cover, I'm a mean motherfucker, and I'm only getting tougher. I'm straight from out of prison, so you know my body cover, and my swag is on 1,000, plus I keep the ladies coming. Just watch out for that coyote, them cows coming, that's wild, Brody. Don't stop doing what you do, somebody doing what you do. Change up like a ranger, rejuvenate your game up. Them change ups get change up. This game is deep, ain't ugly, Keep hanging on high, let it brick man like a stick man, ride around the book. My party jumping, I'm dubbed out. Hit it with the hits, I'll turn them out. Keep coming back, I don't burn them out. Pen never jam, I write it out. Certified music from an OG, that's paper man, it is paper man. That shouts out to my baker man. Roll the sound, I'm about to make it. I'm a pilot with a ripper. I take your girl and cuff her. I'm a mean motherfucker, and I'm only getting tougher. I'm straight from out of prison, so you know my body puffer. My swag is on 1,000, plus I keep them ladies coming. I'm a pilot with a upper. I take your girl and cuff her. I'm a mean motherfucker, and I'm only getting tougher. I'm straight from out of prison, so you know my body cover, and my swag is on 1,000, plus I keep them ladies coming.
Yeah. That was Paper Band's Pound the Whipper Up on all platforms. You guys, we about to be out of here. We're going to let you know one more time. But before we go, from the J Box, what's that?
It's the room, the movie room.
Ooh.
From the J
From
Box.
the J Box, we got to let you know about the Healing Her entrance. And guess what? Healing Her entrance is right here at 1656 Kane Avenue,
Yes,
Dare
indeed.
Academy.
Yes, she
right
is.
upstairs
You better know
is
it.
a spa.
Get your massage on.
Get a massage. Get your
Get your feet
detox.
rubbed.
She's a steam connoisseur. Okay, steam consultant up there.
Down there.
You can get a foot detox, clay detox, and more. Just Yanni is a certified herbal Yanni detox specialist, consultant, and Yanni steam practitioner.
Another one up there. Oh, got tea. She just started.
Yes,
Okay.
Tisha's up there. We got a few girls up there. You can come here. You can go in the steam room, get a massage, all types of things that you can do up in Healing Her entrance.
And we just found out you could get your
Make
teeth
a
done.
great new entrance
Upstairs, too.
with your detox.
Get your detox, baby.
Get healed.
Get healed.
Get healed.
Get healed.
So we're gonna leave you guys out right now with this video, and we on our way out the door. So thank you for tuning in. Get on that beat. Tell them, Pig.
Get on that beat, man. Make that $100, man. If not, I'm gonna take it every week.
We're gonna take it every week.
Y'all ain't hungry enough, I'm gonna take it every week. Shout out to Street Crab.
Does that sound good? Watch yourself. Watch the promotion. You're on it. You have to look at it. I need you to help us back in this stuff.